Hey everyone, my name's Erica and I'm going to show you a couple of exercises that have multiple parts that are really good for strengthening the action of hugging your legs in. So your adductors, your inner thighs. Also, the second part of this is really great for upper back strength. I started to really realize recently. These were shown to me as a helper for Pincha Mayurasana, forearm stand. So useful in inversions, pretty much all inversions, and also in standing postures where your legs are away from each other, like in a lunge with your arms up. Having that squeezing your legs in gives you more stability, more strength, a stronger foundation. So you need a block and you need wall space. You need quite a lot of wall space in terms of height. We're going to start in legs at the wall, which doesn't take a lot of height for wall space, but we're going to end up going up higher. So bring yourself nice and close to the wall. Take your block and on the narrowest width, put it between your legs, between your thighs. I have short legs, so I'm going this way. If you have longer legs, you can go whichever way is comfortable. And then feet at hip distance or a little bit closer. It's nice when your feet are kind of at block width distance. It's also nice if once you build up the strength to have them a little closer, then you can use your heels on the wall to get a little bit more, even more leverage. Flex your feet, squeeze your block, and then just relax your spine down. Arch your lower back just a little bit and really focus on squeezing your block. Take hold of your block with your hand. If there's someone else in the room, you can get someone else to do this. I'll do this with students when I'm teaching this in a class, and as much as you're squeezing in, they're going to pull your block and you're not going to let them move it at all. Feel how that squeezing in starts from the very base of your thigh, the part closest to your hips. Keep flexing your feet, really press your heel down, and as you squeeze your block in, you might notice that your feet want to turn out. That's the natural tendency. So really turn your feet in, turn your thighs in. Imagine the block is a Pez candy and your legs are the Pez dispenser and you're pezzing the block towards the wall. Keep squeezing. We've been here for a while now. You should be feeling some nice burning in your legs, ashram. And then take the block away. Bend your knees. You can cross your legs or keep your feet flat or come into Baddha Konasana, whatever you can find some relaxed, find a relaxed position. And just take one more breath, and as you relax as much as possible, let all that tension go in your thighs. It's one of the real benefits, the real practice of yoga is as strong as you can be, how quickly can you be that relaxed, that not active, those two opposites. Okay, next one, we're going to put the block between the shins. So again, on the narrow setting, nice and close to the wall. Flex your feet, push your heels into the wall. You might want to walk them closer. They might be good where they are. And then super strong, squeeze your legs. Rotate your thighs in, like you're still Pez dispensing your block towards the wall. And even though you're squeezing in with your shins, feel how this is still, the action is still originating in the base of the thighs. See if you can relax your hips, relax your lower back, and really isolate your lower back from your legs. The body's never isolated from any other part of the body, especially in something like an inversion where everything's used, the whole body's used to keep yourself lifted. But the more you can isolate different groups of muscles and use them on their own without gripping other parts of your body, the better you'll be able to control things when you move into certain poses and even just in daily life. Remembering that squeezing your legs does not include clenching your jaw. And take the block away, release. And as much as possible, just let your legs relax. Come to Shavasana level of relaxation with your legs. And now, as relaxed as your back muscles are, as relaxed as your shoulders, your jaw, As relaxed as all those muscles are, you're going to keep them relaxed as we do the third of these, putting the block between your feet. So you might need some help with this. It might take a while to figure out how to get your feet up there. And then same thing, squeeze your legs in. And you're probably I'm really feeling it right now in my upper thighs, inner thighs. Squeeze your feet in, rotate as if you still have the block between your thighs, pads dispenser towards the wall. And then have a look at your feet. You probably will need to pull the pinky toe edges of your feet down. And as I do that, my heels move away from each other a little bit, the way the inner line of my feet is angled. And you want your feet as much as possible to be flat to the ceiling. So if you had a book or your block on there, there would be no space. Ooh, my legs. Keep squeezing in, and I'll show you a little bit more what I mean about that with the feet positioning. But for now, another 2 breaths of squeezing everything in, and feel how it still starts at the base and it's not in your jaw. Your jaw is not part of the pose. And then release. Take hold of your block. Try not to drop it. And then just bend your knees. And then have a look at my feet as we're talking. So the tendency is for the feet to be angled in, almost like a book, for the big toe edges of your feet to be closer to you than the pinky toe edges. And this is an exaggeration, but just for the sake of making it really visual, we'll do it this way. So usually, if you look at your feet, when you flex your feet, this is what I know about myself and about most of my students, is that, let's say these are your feet, you flex your feet, there's that angle, that book shape, and you have to really push out through your big toe mound and pull back through the pinky toe edge of your feet. Okay, so that's the first half of these exercises. Next half, you probably just want to watch first. It's a bit of a funny one to get into. The block comes back to that first position, and then with your arms beside you on the ground, maybe touching the wall for stability, bend your knees to bring your hips up, and then squeeze your block. Walk your feet up the wall till your legs are straight. Push your feet into the wall, squeeze your block, pads dispenser, and then lift your hips up. You might get a bit more height with your feet. And then arms come up overhead, palms facing up. Your head stays in center, no turning your head side to side, and your chin should be tapped. So when you push your head down, nothing actually moves. So it's in a nice, stable position. Still squeezing your block, push your feet into the wall, lift your hips up, lift your tailbone up. Try not to arch your lower back, but keep your ribs tucked in underneath you. Push your shoulders down, push your arms down, push your feet into the wall, squeeze your block. You can again give your block a little pull, maybe someone else in the room. And to come out, bend your knees, bring your arms beside you for extra stability. Lower down, take your block away, take a breath. So this really adds the back bend that is in Pincha Mayurasana, and it adds the strengthening and the opening to the thoracic spine, the upper back between your shoulders, that can also really help with the strength that you need to be stable and to stay in Pincha Mayurasana and other inversions. Okay, round 2. So we're going to do 3 the same of this one. This time I'm going to just show a couple of variations. If either you just are not ready to do the full set of this or the full position of this, or if you do 1 and you feel cooked, but you want to be able to keep going, or you do 2 and you feel cooked and it's too much to do the full thing, you can stay here with your knees bent and just really focus on lifting your hips up as much as possible, getting a nice straight line and really pushing your hips back and keeping your ribs in. Or you can straighten your legs out, do the legs, but have your arms alongside your body. Or you can have arms overhead with knees bent, lots of options. But what's not an option is squeeze your legs in, lift your hips up, rotate your thighs towards the wall, push your feet into the wall, and make sure your neck is in a safe position. Don't keep turning your head like I'm doing right now. Okay, 1 more breath. And then nice and slowly, lower down. Relax your legs. Come back to that idea of complete rest. That Shavasana heaviness in between that very active, very yang, very demanding. Pitta, yang is from Chinese medicine, but very pitta, very demanding movement. And we're going to do the last one. So for the last one, really pay attention to what your legs are doing, how much they're able to squeeze in, how much they want to roll out, how much your hips want to sink and soften a little bit. You might be feeling it in your hip flexors. This is pretty demanding for the opening of the hip flexors. So here we go. Lift your hips up. And I'm getting caught on my hair. Hair gets in the way so much to manage. Okay, lift your hips up. Maybe arms up. Maybe straighten your legs. And then push your feet into the wall. Maybe walk them together even. Squeeze your legs together. Pass the dispenser towards the wall. Lift your hips. Push your feet, push your arms, push your shoulders in to lift your hips. Press your tailbone even more. This is the hip flexor opening. So as much as possible, lift your hips. Squeeze your block. Notice how it's easy to forget one action when you're doing another. Keep squeezing. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then lower down. Nice and slowly. And that's it. 3 parts of the first half, 3 parts of the second half, 3 repeated repetitions to the second half. And that's really gonna help with that strength and squeezing in. So you can use that in any of these lunges, squeezing in. It gives you a little bit of a lift, gives you a bit more stability, and it sometimes is the missing piece in your inversions, particularly Pincha Mayurasana, but also really helpful in headstand and handstand. Practice lots. Let me know how it goes.